state for people to come in. That's when your learning has to, but the learning still continues because other people are learning from you laying down there. Yeah. We're also thinking about ourselves. Yeah, so learning never stops. Never stops.
Right, so still at the Accra International Conference Center. With me in the studio, I have Kafude, a broadcaster, and then Lieutenant Judy Nunate. Right. Judy, it has been, somebody would say, by this time, as for soldiers, I know you people, you don't have short times. Nothing at all is a teapot. Everything is business. When it is business, it's business. When it is not finished, it's not finished. And so, while the civilian will start talking, I have sat down for about 5 hours already and start calculating that one. For the soldiers, they know that I have not finished.
That's true.
And so that is what we're supposed to do. And when you are even talking about you're not finished, and when you even suggest, but this is against your human rights, Captain will tell me, Captain Akakpo will tell me, but you knew that you have been given a job to do. So you've been given a job to do, you've not finished your job, and you are talking about human rights. So if you don't finish the job, that is when you are rather destroying your human rights. Because now you have to get punishment for not doing their work. And that one, who caused it?
It's about completing the mission. Yeah, it's about completing. I read a story of one Japanese soldier who had been on an island for 30 or 40 years after the World War ended. I think he was defending the territory, and then when they finally found him, he handed over the flag to the authorities, and he says, now his mission is over. 30 or 40 years after World War II ended, this guy was on this island, and then they found him, and he said he was defending it for the nation.
I was brought here to this flag, to hand the flag.
So he handed it over to his authorities. They said,
now that I have handed over
my mission is over.
Now my mission is over.
That's it.
That is it. So you see the commitment.
It's crazy.
That is it. And
it's crazy. Yeah.
Well, if you don't understand,
and those things
you
are
might
motivational.
think that the person is not serious.
Yeah, but it's motivational. I mean, if you think about it, 30 years.
It's a training. It's a training the person got. That, look, this flag that we're giving to you, you don't drop the flag, you don't give it to anybody.
Yeah, hand it over to the right people.
Hand it over to the right person. So all his motivation was to make sure that I give it to the right person.
And that was it.
That is when I finished my job.
My mission is complete.
So now, my mission is right. And so just as Rawlings will tell you, he has a focus, he has a direction, he has determination to do this, and he's finished his term, he's finished his political, his democratic term, and now he is in private life, still talking about quality of lifestyle, quality of life, and now that he is sleeping,
his mission is over.
Mission is over.
Yeah.
Now who can fault him for what happens today? You can't fault him for what happens today. It's all that we can do is to account for whatever he has done during his time as leadership. Lieutenant Junate, I am watching my friends.
Yes, that's the recover position.
Yes.
Now they are paying the compliment. Go back to the recover position, and those who are being relieved will go to carry now, whilst the others assume the somber position.
Okay. So if you understand this thing, then you know, you quickly, even if you don't know who had walked there, immediately you see the recovery and you say this one, then you know that the one who had now put the sword down and his hands on it is the one who has taken
over now. Yes.
And so the other one there with the sword still pointing up there
is at carry position.
He's not going to walk out. Really reflect militarism. Who explains them?
Exactly.
It should come from them. And then when they are speaking on it, see how comfortable and how easy she went about it. It comes off just like that. Like speaking with a very calm but steady voice, and it is firm and it is explained just as that. Yes, we still see the ordinary people coming in from all walks of life, and look at Look at the woman following, the last woman. You see, this is an ordinary Ghanaian.
Yes.
This is an ordinary Ghanaian.
Yeah.
And she's happy that she's been able to, because maybe all her life, this is somebody she had loved. And so if the person is going to rest, finally, I want to say bye-bye to her.
I spoke to a Kada like that. A Kada, Rebecca Quay. She was one of the Kadas in the early days of the revolution. And she was speaking in so much passion and, heartfelt emotions about her association with President Rawlings. Back then, he was called Chairman Rawlings.
Chairman Rawlings.
Yes. And she was just running me through her interactions with him. And I could get a picture of the kind of interaction, the kind of engagement he had with her, and he knew these people by name, or he's calling her Auntie Becky. She says she saw him for the last time at his mother's funeral, and he had a chat with her and said, "Oh, man, I'll see you later." And he's now seeing him.
He's not seeing him later.
So those little snippets from those conversations gave me a picture, a nice composite picture of the kind of person he meant to them.
Yes. And he is one person. If you look at the pictures that we've seen, some of the videos we've seen, look at the people that he interacted with, and if you see the pictures and you see the joy from the people, you'd see that they love seeing him, and they were happy they have met him. And if you look at the whole situation, it is just clear that this is a man that had really lived with the people, and the people lived with him. And they have a lot of confidence and trust in him, that they know when it gets to him, you will see justice. And the whole thing is all about giving justice to the people, letting the people feel that when it gets to, when push comes to shove, look, when this man is there, nobody can cheat you. And that is what we are all looking at. That is the man lying in the casket in front of all of us. Listen to the background music, so quiet, so calm, right? And it's supposed to really let you know that we are at the tail end of an important life.
Indeed. I just got a message. And the person is saying, hey, kudos. It says, this coverage will be an inspiration to a young child out there to emulate a great statesman. It could reignite the dead spirit of patriotism and the will to serve country and fellow man.
Yes.
This is that's the point.
And that's the future.
Yes.
That's the future.
Yeah.
How do we get the younger ones also to think the same way?
Yeah.
And want to be like him? And if they want to be like him, who supports them to be like him? How do they get the support? And how will society look at it? Because we've gotten to where sometimes almost everybody wants to get money. And we want to get money at a very fast rate.
That's the problem.
And so we sacrifice everything.
Yep.
So the probity, accountability, and integrity, and the social justice, they all don't make sense. When you talk all this, you mention all these things, and you are speaking grammar.
Yeah.
In the end, he said, "Why do I take home?" That's it. So this is where we've got into, that is where it becomes difficult for society to manage. And then it means you need people who can make decisions, who can really speak to the hearts and minds of people, the hearts and minds of the younger ones. And I like it when, Kafi, you said maybe our generation, but then the younger ones.
Of course, there's always hope.
Yes.
When there's life, there's hope.
ones.
And there's people coming up.
Yes.
It's a continuum. So if the younger people can pass on the torch, we can pass the torch on to them, and then they move.
They move.
But it has to be deliberate. We have to make these things
You should make sure
part of growing up. It should be part of your growing up, like they do in other countries. Yeah. I was reading about how in Japan, when there's an earthquake, the youngest child in kindergarten or primary knows what to do. Because the same principles with the military rehearsals. They rehearse what will happen, what you should do if the earth starts shaking. So one reporter was talking about how he was in Japan when there was an earthquake, and the whole thing was just unnatural because nobody was screaming, nobody was shouting for God to come and save them. They knew exactly what to do. Get out of the way of falling buildings. Don't use a lift. Process calmly to this place. Make sure that you're all accounted for. Let's leave the place. They start these things when they're in kindergarten and primary. So they know what to do when there's an earthquake.
No panic.
No panic. And we know the earthquake zones in Ghana.
Yeah.
So why don't we have this kind of education for the schools in those areas? In the event of something that will happen there.
Yes, what to do.
Yeah. So it's just once you learn the things from when you're very young, it becomes part of you. So we can learn it.
It can be done.
Oh yes.
It can be done.
Me, I'm an optimist.
With the right human resource.
Yeah.
It can be done.
I'm an optimist.
And definitely when it gets to this particular situations, I'll tell you that my right human resource are the military. Let them lead. And let's follow.
You should follow her.
Yes, let them lead.
You're putting pressure on Lieutenant Nuna and happy.
Because you see,
they want to do their own thing quietly at Burma camp. They have the various bases. They don't want to come and do any business in governance.
The capacity.
Yeah.
And they have the temperature to accommodate the capacity.
But you see, we can learn the principles.
Yes, and so
without being soldiers, we can learn the principles.
So they should teach us.
They've been teaching us.
They should
so you don't want to learn.
That is where your reverse situation, your reverse open should. I think it is very good.
Right. Well, civilians before we all just
need
a little bit of conditioning and a little bit of training. Personally, I was at the military academy for 6 months. Being that I was enlisted as a short service commissioned officer, so my enlistment allows me to serve for a period of 10 years.
Okay.
Yes. So for that period of time, being that enlistment is for professionals. So you find doctors, lawyers, midwives, imams, chaplains, those of us who have some extra qualifications fall under that category. Yes. So then we train for a period of 6 months. And then yes, it's quite intensive compared to the regular career course because they go for a period of 15 months training. And then their course entails more. But then those of us who enlist for the 6 months, it's like a crash course. So all of that, all of the drill, the tenets you're supposed to adopt is instilled in you within that period of 6 months. And sometimes it comes on all of a sudden, but then you are conditioned to deal
to survive
with
it.
Yes.
Because you are motivated to go to do this one, and so whatever it takes, I have to survive this.
Once you've signed the sheet and taken yourself there, you should be able to deal with it. Yes.
So this is like a traditional Ewe song. So it's a war song. Yeah, the regimental band is playing it really nicely. Yeah. So for the person who was complaining about, I'm not feeling the Ewe, well, the music is there. Everything is there. Exactly. They played enough. Yeah.
Everything is in there.
Everything is there.
This is Ghana for you.
Yeah.
It's just about knowing the tunes and knowing the music.
Exactly.
If you know them, you'll be able to recognize
exactly
which one is being played.
Exactly.
So no one is being prioritized
at all.
Yeah. It's just Ghana today.
It is Ghana. It is Ghana. Ghana first, Ghana second, Ghana third. Everything it's about Ghana. And if you really focus your attention on Ghana, I don't think that you would even start asking questions about, yes, my people are coming in.
Catapulco party coming. Yes. Yeah. I think 15 minutes have gone.
Yes.
I'm wondering, is it the same? Maybe you have 4 sets of 4 different parties that rotate, or one party goes, they don't come again? I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering.
The number is actually about roughly 60.
Okay, 60.
Yes.
Okay, so that's enough rotation.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's what was prepared. So anything at all, almost every group gets enough rest.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So in every hour you use 4 parties purposefully.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So you rest his hand on the basket of the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And then slowly bow his head.
Okay.
Then all this time, the other parties are waiting for the signal to be given for them to retire.
Ah. This is Navy.
Yes.
Yes.
So once the other party leaves, you dress into the position he left.
Yes. So that means that the original position is here. You came to stand outside it. Yes. So when immediately he leaves,
you dress.
You're dressed.
That shuffle that they do.
Yeah.
It's dressing. You take your dressing.
Dress into place.
Yes.
Okay. Discipline.
The spot has been marked. So once you know that your other colleague is gone, you just dress into place.
Well, in our civilian world, this is a place. I'm standing here. I just came to take over from you.
Oh no, they also do it. If you check out the serious event planners, they don't mess around with these things. They put marks where you're supposed to stand and do your interview. So you come, you stand there because of the camera angles and everything. Yeah. It's just the principles,
The officers during the catafalque, they are between the ranks of colonel and lieutenant colonel.
Oh, these are really high up.
Yes.
Okay.
They are senior.
Yeah. Yes. Colonel, lieutenant colonel. Yes. Okay.
So it's the equivalent rank for the Navy and the Air Force.
Okay.
It's the officers who will be playing the role of the pallbearers, who are also quite senior. They are brigadier generals.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll see them on Wednesday when the body leaves the Independence Square on the gun carriage.
Okay.
So they will flank the gun carriage.
Okay.
Whilst the bearer party flanks them on the outside.
Okay.
Yes.
So the ones here are lieutenant colonels
and colonels.
Colonels. Okay.
Yes.
Serious respect for the commander-in-chief.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Not just the commander-in-chief, any high-ranking statesman who has done something to deserve the honor. Yes. So on that day, you will see that the pallbearers, once they are there and they take position, their arms, and arms in this case, I'm referring to weapons, their arms will be reversed in their armpits, under their arm, whilst they hold the sword in the front and they grip it from the back. Also symbolically showing that we are not in a hostile position, we are mourning. So the arms are reversed, the sharp edge of it is reversed to the back. Yes. The firing party will also be in the procession. Their rifles will also be reversed in the same manner. Yes.
I wonder whether there will be a flight past. I was asking, since the commander-in-chief was also in the Air Force, will there be a flight past at some point, maybe on day 3?
Yes, there will be a helicopter escort on that day.
Ah.
Yes. They'll be flying over the Independence Square and will also escort the procession at certain points in time.
Okay.
So the escort helicopter will be the Z9 EH and will be in the capable hands of Squadron Leader Abuaji, assisted by Flight Lieutenant Opong and Flight Lieutenant Kanga. And then they will also have the honorary flyover at the cemetery bearing the Ghana flag. And that flyover will be conducted in the MI-171SH helicopter in the capable hands of Squadron Leader Mustafa, assisted by Flight Lieutenant Nyako Mensah. along with their trusted flight technicians. The Z9 is Chinese made and has been in the service since 2015, whilst the MI is a Russian made helicopter and has been in active service since 2012. I'm sure once the escort flyover and the honorary flyover at the cemetery is being conducted on that day, we'll give the same information as well. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, these people knelt down as a sign of respect. Were there some parts of Ghana where that's how people respect them? Actually kneel. Yes, or kneel down.
Now let us now look at Rawlings as the man for the people. It is not easy for people to attract affection and to really capture the minds of people. How do you think Rawlings was able to really live that and hold it? And till today, he is loved by the people. How did Rawlings do it?
I think it was just in his nature to identify with everybody and with common, better commas, the common or the ordinary person. I remember the only interview I had with him was at the launch of Azuma, the professor's book, and we had a brief chat, brief interview after the book launch, and he spoke about his affection for the Professor Azuma. And later on, I spoke to Azuma also about this, and he said because Rawlings really looked out for him and really helped him launch his career, and he could never forget the kind of assistance that he gave him when he was not a champion, when he wasn't a champion. So it's not like he's become a champion, so now he's best buddies. The hard days, Azuma's hard days, President Rawlings was looking out for him. And he just had this common touch with people. He was able to flow with them, do the things that they do. Put aside the niceties and the protocol and the formality. I remember one phrase he used to say. They give him a prepared speech and he would look at it and put it aside and say, I want to speak from my guts. Yeah, let me speak. Let me speak from my guts. And then we knew we were going to get some good headlines. Speaking from his heart. And people are attracted to a person who seems to have no airs. Yeah, he is natural. Yeah. Years ago, when his diplomatic privileges were curtailed, he insisted on carrying his own bags. Hey, it's me. They're my bags. Yeah, so no big deal. So that kind of a person will always have people look up to, because you're humble, and humility is a quality that people, when it's unexpected, when somebody who you expect to be arrogant, proud, and bossy is actually humble, it's a pleasant surprise, and it remains on the minds of people. So, Charlie, that guy is humble. Or that lady, Charlie, I was also expecting her to treat me like that. It's an endearing quality. People will never forget you. You can eat the same food with them. Do what they do, speak their language, communicate with them at that level. Yeah, I think he had a gift for it. And he nurtured it. And it didn't affect him whether he was chairman or he was just ordinary citizen after 2000. Yeah. I think that's it. And some people are just blessed with it, that they have a common touch. Yeah.
But there's a military training. There's a military training camp for you. It will make you humble. There's a military training. Tell a military training. What a military training make you humble. That you will now see that this is the military training. Encourage that. Let's encourage that. Ensure that.
Well, in the military, I would say that first of all, you're supposed to, you always have a superior and a subordinate. So you're supposed to know how to be quiet and take orders. If humility is not part of that, you will question orders at every point in time. And then if this humility is also not there, your subordinate, you will tend to not be free, not free per se, but you're supposed to be firm, fair in all situations. So humility is a factor, it's quite key and important in the military. Because they always tell you that you're supposed to be firm, but then you also have to be fair at all times. And humility is needed in all of those situations.
So then it goes a long way to explain why and how he came down to earth and related with people, and he wants to make sure that I am doing the work for you. So should let you understand that this is what we are doing. Now, if you look at him at the railway construction sites, we are doing the work together. He is also with the pickups. He is breaking the ground. He is at the cocoa shed. He is also in his a t-shirt. He is carrying the cocoa. And whilst we're carrying together. And if there's a conversation, we talk. And when he's ready and telling you that this is the reason why we are doing this together. And so then it looks as if that he has the capacity to get people along, pull people along with him and keep them with him and make sure that they don't feel left out and they don't think that somebody is cheating on them. We are working together. We are building Ghana together. This is what we're supposed to do. That is what we are doing, and this is where we are supposed to go to. Right.
If you're a commander who is leading troops into battle, you should make them comfortable knowing that I won't let you go and do something that I am not willing to do. So I feel that in this case, that is what he demonstrated. I won't send you out there to go and do something that I am not ready to do. So he engaged people by presenting himself, bringing himself down to their levels. Let's do it together. That way you achieve results.
That way you achieve results. But and I see the soldiers, the civilians are more than the soldiers. Yes, we are more than the soldiers. And so if the numbers, the civilian population that would not want to carry along with people, and we create the impression and let the people think that we are always quick to short-circuit them, ambush them, lie to them, how do we get them feeling that they need to help build Madagascar?
It's the leadership by example that Nuna was talking about.
Yeah.
You see, because if people see that you are willing to do it, they are more likely to help you do it. Remember, I went to a party once, and you know how we do at parties, everybody leaves everything on the floor. So you have bottles, all trash all around, you know. And then I went there with my kids, and I thought, guys. So I started by picking the stuff myself, you know. Then I call my guys and say, guys, help me. Let's make this place clean. And then they come join me. And then before you know it, the other kids also start seeing that these kids are cleaning the place up. And then they join me. And then an adult comes and says, you know what? There are people who will clean this place. So you should stop what you're doing. I said, leave me to instruct my children the way I think
I want them
thank
to
you
go.
very much.
Yes.
until the person left, and we continued doing it because I was teaching them something.
Sure.
That keep your surroundings clean. And before we knew it, we had cleaned the whole place, and we were not paid for it. So another lesson is there.
Another lesson is
You can
there.
clean the place without asking for money
Yes.
or waiting for the person to come and clean it. So President Rawlings was doing the same thing. You jump into the gutter to clean the place. Not that you'll be coming every day to come to clean their gutters, but you're showing them that if I can jump in, then hey, so can you. And that's how it goes. So it's leadership by example. And that's the kind of lesson that I think he left for us. So you lead by example. And the example is the biggest lesson. People see you doing it, they don't need notes. Because you are the notes.
Yes.
And they see you doing it also, okay, President Rawlings is doing it. Okay.
What stops me?
What stops me?
what
The
did they?
video shows it.
They should-
He was helping them move the plank, and then when he got in the gutter himself, he's doing it. So what stops me?
It just stops me from doing
In
it.
fact, it will even shock you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey.
the president is doing it. What stops me
What
from
stops
doing
me
it?
from it?
Exactly.
And why should I stand
Yeah.
and watch?
It's not do
What
as
he
I
is
say,
saying.
you
Yes.
know, but just
But
do as
let's
I
do.
do.
Let's do. You
Let's
join
do it
me.
together.
If you want to join me, join me.
That's
Let's
it.
get along.
That's it.
Viewers, still at the Accra International Conference Center, let's quickly watch the short documentary on the activities and lifestyle of former President Jerry John Rawlings.
A young cop and his fiancée realizing